In the Russian city of Saratov, 35-year-old Azamat Iskaliev went to a mobile phone shop to resolve issues with his girlfriend who wanted to break up with him. When she did not share his feelings, he coldly stabbed her to death, an act that was captured by surveillance cameras, according to the Ukrainian state project, I Want to Live. Iskaliev had been serving a prison sentence for killing his wife, who had tried to divorce him. In 2021, he was sentenced to 9 years in prison but was released early after signing a contract with the Russian Ministry of Defense. Apparently, the war did not reform him. It only allowed him to evade punishment and release him to commit another crime. As noted by the I Want to Live project, the Russian authorities are doing their best to conceal the nature and scale of crimes committed by those returning from war, but it is becoming increasingly difficult to hide. To many, Russia is slowly but surely drowning in its own blood. And this could just be the beginning, as only a small fraction of its liberators have returned home. The I Want to Live project was set up by Ukraine's main Directorate of Intelligence with the aim of helping Russian soldiers disillusioned with the war to safely surrender to the Ukrainian armed forces and save their lives. There are more and more instances of people becoming victims of Russian military personnel who have returned from Ukraine. In almost 3 years of war, almost 500 Russian citizens have been attacked and murdered by returnees. According to the Verstka news site, at least 242 people have died, another 227 have sustained life-threatening injuries, and countless others have experienced from robbery, physical, and sexual assault. The majority of this rise in crimes have been committed against relatives and acquaintances of the returning military men, often as a result of excessive alcohol consumption and drugs use. Later, many complained of uncontrollable outbursts of rage. Psychologists put this down to post-traumatic stress disorder, which is amplified in those who may have already had a predilection towards violence. It is particularly alarming to note that former prisoners are more likely to commit murder crimes against women than other returning military personnel. Russian authorities say they have launched a program to treat military returning from the front who are suffering from PTSD. According to a June Deutsche Welle report, the syndrome is so widespread only a small proportion of those affected can be treated, and many refuse any offers of help. Many commentators feel the numbers quoted by Verstka are just the tip of the iceberg, and that the actual number of such crimes is much higher. Russia's courts do not publish all rulings in cases, and their decisions often do not indicate that the perpetrator had served in Ukraine or was a former prisoner who had received a presidential pardon. The Ukrainian armed forces are conducting remote mining in one of the directions using a UAV. Another group of Russian soldiers is surprised by the Ministry of Defense's failure to meet the terms of their contracts. We are talking about former prisoners who signed a 1-year contract in September 2023. These guys even brought along a whole pile of federal laws and presidential decrees that entitled them to leave, which, of course, did not happen.
With the servicemen under contract from places of imprisonment with the Ministry of Defense of Russia during the special military operation on September 16, 2023 for a period of 1 year in the assault units. Today, on the 19th of September 2024, the contract period has ended. Earlier, we submitted reports to the command of the 137th Regiment of the 106th Division of the Airborne Forces in the city of Ryazan due to the completion of the contract. Point 2 of Article 52 of the Federal Law, Paragraph 53 of the Federal Law. On military duty and military service from March the 28th, 1998, also in accordance with point 6 of Article 51 of the Federal Law of the Russian Federation on military duty and military service from March the 6th, 1998, paragraph 53 of the Federal Law. However, our reports were ignored by the command. The command did not give any response. No decision was made regarding our dismissal to the reserve, and now in the 137th Regiment of the 106th Division, Military Unit 41,450 of the Airborne Forces in the city of Lizania, we are staying without any grounds for continuing military contract service. Passports and military IDs are with the command. Throughout a year of contractual service, we have not been on the due leave, even though we submitted reports to request said leave according to point 5 of Article 11 of the Federal Law, paragraph 76 of the Federal Law, on the status of military personnel from May the 27th, 1998, indicated by the President of the Russian Federation on June 11th, 1999, paragraph 76, 724 on the provision of leave for military personnel from Article 2029 of the Federal Law, paragraph 76, provision of basic leave. Also, we are combat veterans on the basis of which we should be given leave lasting 15 hours. According to item 55.1 of Article 11 of the Federal Law, paragraph 76, for veterans of combat actions mentioned in the Federal Law on veterans. In addition, I read an act in addition of the Federal Law from the 2nd of January 2000, paragraph 40 of the Federal Law. We ask you to pay attention, help in this desperate situation to restore the rights of servicemen, contractual service, and uphold the constitutional rights of citizens of the Russian Federation.
The Ukrainian BTR-4E Bucephalus of the 1st Special Purpose Battalion, 15th Brigade of the National Guard of Ukraine, Karadog, is firing at Russian positions where Russian soldiers are taking cover.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Every day we had a guy last week at 6